Star Citizens 2024 will be insane. It will be. It will be. You know, like there was no progress. There was no progress. All the content creators were telling us there was no progress. And now it's like pedal on the metal. Oh, wait a second. We have to shift gears. Things are happening. Let's go see what LevelCap has to say about 2024.
Star Citizen is finishing up 2023 in style with a brand new patch 3.22, server replication layer testing at scale, which I was just in, and it works, 3 new vehicles, and a roadmap for 2024 that shows a breakneck pace in which we will be getting some of the most anticipated features of the entire game over the next 6 months. There's so much to talk about, I don't know where to begin, so
But now I'm going to be the rational dude here. I'm just going to say this. When everybody was telling you that there was no progress, who was telling you that there was progress? I'm just going to applaud myself. I felt like I was the only one. Now you're going to see the other extreme. Now you're going to see the people that are going to tell you everything's light speed. And now I'm going to be the rational one, and I'm going to tone it back a little bit and say there's going to probably be some delays. Thank you, Doug. So, like, let's just be rational adults and realize 2024 will be amazing, but let's tone it down a little bit. So, like, it's really important to kind of just stay centered and focused and rational. So, like, when people are telling you there's no progress, obviously we know as adults there was progress happening because there's actual real people working on this. And then now that everybody switched gears and tried to sidestep, now they're going to sprint. They're going to tell you that everything's going to get done in 2024. I'm going to be that guy that's going to tone it back a little bit and tell you guys to just take breaths. It's going to still take some time. You know, like I feel like I don't hear this from anybody out there, so I just wanted to provide this information for everybody.
I'm just going to start with the latest replication layer test. But before I get into those awesome details, first I have a quick word from today's sponsor. Payday 3's first major DLC is here. Syntax Error pits you against a high-tech AI-powered data center called Scry Digital. The goal is stealing combat data for a cutting-edge drone operating system. Now, Scry's AI...
Hold on a second. Yeah, just...
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna skip through this. I'm gonna skip.
It's not a
okay, here we go.
Updates.
All
right, back to the new replication layer test in Star Citizen. It popped into this. It's on the tech preview channel of Star Citizen, so it's not a part of the live servers or anything like that, but I popped in there and you turn on the display info graph in the upper right. It says server meshing is true, which technically people have been debating about this, means server meshing is working. It's just working between the game server and the replication layer. Normally for the bigger picture server meshing stuff, the replication layer will be interacting with multiple servers. In this case, it seems like it's just interacting with the one game server. Now, surprisingly, the game seemed to be running just as well as a live server, which unfortunately means that the AI were mostly unresponsive while I was engaging them, but otherwise it seemed to be going pretty well for a large-scale test. And I would imagine if the first stage of replication layer testing goes well, then the next stage will be crash recovery, where they'll take the server offline. Everyone playing will kind of freeze up for a second, and then they'll bring on another server, and in theory, everything will just resume as normal after that next server comes online. So that'll be an exciting update, since 30Ks, basically servers crashing in Star Citizen, has been one of the most problematic aspects of trying to play the game in a live environment since pretty much ever. Now, for the live servers, there's also the Luminalia event going on. It's basically the Christmas or holiday season of Star Citizen, and they're doing like a 12 days calendar. If you go to the website and click on the little calendar buttons, you will get rewards like this pink machine gun here that is now account bound, so I'll have it pretty much forever. Also, if you're signing up for a new account and you use a referral code like mine here on screen, you will get actually a really sweet armor set, this one here, and you get get like a multi-tool and tractor beam with it. It's honestly a huge quality of life upgrade to spawn with these items already in your inventory, especially a multi-tool and tractor beam. Pretty cool. Now, of course, the 3.22 patch dropped to live as well, which is a huge upgrade for the whole salvage system. You can now completely salvage ships. There's new container mechanics with them. There's 3 new vehicles in the 3.22 patch, like this really cool Santakiai. I think this is the highlight vehicle of the whole patch for me. It's just very neat looking, pretty ship, great visibility, lots of firepower, awesome. Fun to fly with its maneuvering thrusters, allowing you to accelerate in all directions. There's also all kinds of new fun outposts to explore on Microtech and Hurston. There's also new locations for events like Jump Town. The other vehicles in there are a cutter variant called the Rambler. This one adds more quantum fuel, but...
By the way, I noticed that there were actually Star Citizen devs saying that they got inspiration on the Rambler from the Eagle 5 from Spaceballs.
Yes, you're not gonna hate me.
I remember first seeing the cutter, saying this to myself. I was saying, hey, doesn't this look like the Eagle 5 from Spaceballs? Just so you guys understand this, I want to show everybody the picture now of the Eagle 5. And, you know, like, it for me was a no-brainer. But now we actually have confirmation that, in fact, it is the Eagle 5. Thank you very much. That is only the type of information that you can get here on DG360 Banana Fountain Central.
Banana Fountain.
I have no humility whatsoever.
Sacrifices some of the storage capacity of it. It's just sort of a slightly different variant if you really like the cutter. Luckily for Drake users, though, it can fit as many bodies as you want in the back, which really comes in handy for most Drake-related activities. Then there's the X1 hover bike, which I gotta admit is a really cool hover bike. I don't really like the hover vehicles in this game because, 1, the controls are kind of wonky, and 2, there isn't really any mission purpose built around them yet. It is coming, but this is one of the more elegant ones out there. If you like hover bikes, it's a small, sleek one that seems like it could fit in a lot of different vehicles.
The X1 lacks all imagination. They try to make it slick. It's the most plain vanilla thing I've ever seen in my life. The X1 is just pure boo. Boo! Pure boo!
Vehicle cargo base. Then, of course, they're rolling out their new hair system into the game, giving players a lot more hair features, but I think this is going to get upgraded significantly with the upcoming character editor, and apparently that is not far off. Jared dropped some pretty big bombshells on the latest episode of Inside Star Citizen. In a segment called the 2020 Forecast, he detailed the first half of 2024 and what we should expect, and it sounds bananas. Firstly, Master Mode.
What does it sound like?
Banana Fountain.
Thank you. Somehow I'm turning this video into only me. Thank you, Farm. Thank you for the subscription. Anonymous gifter gifting the farm. I wonder what the farm grows. I wonder what he grows.
The giant overhaul to...
Oh my goodness. 33 community sub gifts. Wait, is this going to do this 33 times? Because it's time I cook something. No. Wow, anonymous gifter, thank you so much. Oh no, why did it not give me my... Oh no. But thank you. I mean, thank you. First off, but at the same time, oh no, we only have 30 more to go. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hold on, I got an idea. Oh. Wow, there's a lot happening on this street right now. Where am I? I might be on the wrong street. So much happening. Okay, I've got an idea. Watch this. Hold on a second. Okay, is it quiet for everybody? I think it might be. Doug just tipped, by the way. Hold on, this is for Doug. Nope, you're not there yet, Doug. Sorry, Doug.
Spaceship flight
I
mechanics
did some magic.
for exploration combat. I believe
Only
that'll
I can hear
include
it
the new
now.
quantum jumping system. Persistent hangars and cargo elevators are coming. The FPS combat improvements that we saw at CitizenCon, like better reloading systems where you can take ammo from your backpack, weapon wear and misfires,
Thank
new
you,
scope
Anonymous
rendering,
Gifter.
dynamic crosshairs. Then there's the EVA system, which has been teased for quite a while, where you kind of drift through
And thank
space
you,
in a
Doug.
forward motion and
33
you can
gifts.
grab onto
Wow.
things outside.
What a boss.
Looks really cool. The new visor and lens system is coming. The new loot screens is coming, which is very much needed. Item interaction, basically the current inner thought system is getting a complete overhaul with how you interact with the
That
world
was
around
awesome.
you. There's going
That
to
was
be
some
new
Luminalia
shopping interfaces and mission apps and stuff like that, which sounds awesome. Then we're getting the character customizer, which goes well beyond hair, but into actually just tweaking your face in a really cool way, but also giving you even further control over things like hair, like controlling your dye and hair.
And soul patches, the most important thing. By the way, that soul patch top left looks real metal. I wanna congratulate them for a very metal soul patch. It's the entire chin patch. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have a soul patch. I'm just gonna grow this out and start braiding it like old Alice in Chains, man.
Length and stuff like that. The updated Moby Glass, which is a huge thing.
I'm gonna pass
the
on the
star
stamp,
map,
though.
which is probably everybody's most wanted feature in the game. The massive distribution centers, previously known as UGFs or underground facilities. This is where giant raids and major mission systems will take place. He mentioned 4, 5, or even 6 new vehicles coming just in the first half. This is huge for the first 6 months of 2024. And honestly, he said that wasn't even the only thing. Alpha 4.0, which means server meshing and Pyro connecting to Stanton, is targeted for a summer 2024 release, but he said that there will be more tests like we had before, where players will be able to hop into Pyro and test out the new features. They're going to add more planets and moons and content that people can get to, test out things like the new MFD systems that are coming, resource management. In Jared's own words, he said that 2024 is shaping up to be the watershed year for Star Citizen. Basically, one of the biggest years of its development since the beginning. And then he capped off the ISC saying, and that's just the first half of the year. So in terms of what's in store for the entirety of 2024, they're definitely hyping it like crazy right now. Every single major feature that he talked about on that list would be a huge upgrade to the game, offer tons of different types of gameplay or quality of life changes for players. And I normally would expect to see 1, 2, 3 of those things launched in the first 6 months of 2024. Giving us all of them would be a content injection, I think.
Here's the thing. I'm still hearing the alerts, by the way, from the anonymous gifter. Who is the anonymous gifter, by the way, that gave out 33 gifts? Thank you so much. I'm still hearing them in my headset. The thing is this. We are closer now than we ever were to having that like permanent second system, the umbilical cord, if you will, where you have 2 permanent systems working in tangent with one another. It's going to change the dynamic of gameplay huge. A lot of the people that are PvP oriented are just going to be Pyro all day long song. And a lot of the people that are PvE are going to be sticking around in Stanton. That in itself is going to be a huge game changer. So when people like initially got upset because security and Stanton's like all over the place, that will start to kind of fade away. It might not be the end of 2024. Oh, I want it to be, but I'm going to smack myself in anticipation that I'm just going to say it won't. How about that? So that I don't get upset when it doesn't happen. But if it does happen, I'm going to be so excited. But my point is we are now closer than we ever were before to having that. And I think once we have that, systems are going to roll in. And it's going to really open the eyes of the gaming community. And they're going to say, Okay, wow. Now I feel like we're getting more into a game, right? We've been playing it forever, having our problems with bugs and dirty Ks and all different types of fun shit like physics. Don't even get me started about a physics. I will go off on a physics rant. But what I'm trying to say is we are actually closer now than we were before.
Unlike most fans of this franchise have ever seen. So very excited, somewhat skeptical, but I think my excitement's overriding that skepticism somewhat. There's also a pretty interesting Star Citizen Live with the AI team talking about AI. It's pretty long, and like most of the live events, the really important information is just in tiny little nuggets of it. The big takeaways for me were about how AI works when the server FPS drops. So when you open up your display info graph while you're playing Star Citizen, you'll see your client FPS, which is how many frames you get in-game, and then the server FPS, which is how frequently the server is updating information that it sends to you. And when those server FPS drop below 5, it basically starts to scale back or completely turn off.
And it will never be like purely PvE safe. There's not going to be a system that's really going to be PvE safe, right? Even in your law-bound systems, you know, it's not going to be safe. There's still a lot of work to happen. So what Explodo is saying, yes, I understand that, bro.
The AI responses, and they do this to keep the rest of the systems in the server functional so that players can still land and access other things like their mobi-glass or terminals and whatnot. The team.
By the way, I just want everybody to know that the alerts are still going off here, unless you're wondering. Oh, Doug, thank you. Oh my goodness.
Du hast mich. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Und ich hab nicht gesagt.
Now I can finally. If I was shouting, it was only because I heard alerts in my ears for 7 minutes straight. And I did that for you. I took all that audio amazingness for you and bore it on myself. And thank you to the anonymous gifter that gave out 33 community sub gifts that just now stopped ringing in my ears. God bless you. Anonymous gifter. Will the anonymous gifter please stand up? Will the anonymous gifter please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up, anonymous gifter. Please take a bow, please. I would like to know who the anonymous gifter was.
Did mention that the replication layer will hopefully help out the AI systems as well. I didn't get a lot of confidence overall from the AI live stream. It seemed like they had a lot of cool things working behind closed doors and in the single player version of the game, but I didn't hear anything particularly encouraging about how much the AI systems were going to improve in the coming 6 months, year, or whatnot. I'm sure they will, or I hope they will, but this game has a lot of technology pillars that have to be working flawlessly in order for the Star Citizen concept to work, and AI is certainly one of them. They also mentioned that AI server blades were for the most part already functioning, and that lots of the capital or large ships that you see that are controlled by AI in the game and you might have to fight against them while turrets and other things are shooting at you are already controlled by the AI blade system, but we didn't really get like a due date for when players get their own blades so that they can try and solo their massive scale ships. Hopefully AI performance is going to see an improvement once 4.0 and some of the basic server meshing tech is online, but it's also entirely possible that the AI aren't really going to perform consistently at a high level until maybe dynamic server meshing rolls around. So overall, the news coming from Star Citizen right now is very exciting. It's really getting me hyped up. When they say first 6 months of 2024, I mean, that's going to go by fast if they're dropping out this level of content. I mean, they're not going to drop it all at once. It's going to come in waves, and I have a feeling it's going to be hard to even stay on top of. I can't wait. Very excited for it. Let me know what you think about the latest 3.22 patch. I know a lot of people are enjoying it. There's a lot of new stuff to do. As always, guys, thanks for watching. And next up, check out this video on the toxic.
Yeah, like 2024 is really something. I'm anticipating the hell out of it. It will be a banger of a year for the project. It's going to bring in even more people, and this project continues continues to dominate, just bringing in revenue like a beast. I want to see physics. I want to see some tangible strides with physics. That's what I'm looking forward to. Like, that's my biggest gripe. Thank you. Let's go. Let's hear for physics. Physics
Du
pull.
hast mich. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Und ich hab nicht gesagt.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And we are having a giveaway. If you are watching on YouTube and you're watching the highlights from our amazing Luminalia party, by the way, you should be here. But if you're not, thank you for at least watching the YouTube highlight. Go down below in the description and you can enter and win yourself a ZEUS from St. Eric with that concierge paint. Thank you for that.